Baruch Hashem, we're continuing with the Keset, the laws of how you process the parchment. Siman Beis Halacha Hey. I'm in the airport on my way to the land of Israel. So the Keset says that you have to be careful when you sanctify the parchment, when you're looking for the processing of the parchment, that you should buy the parchment that you should get the parchment that was processed by a Yisrael and not by a Nachri, by a Jew and not by a non-Jew. And the reason is because the Rambam says that if the non-Jew makes the parchment, then it's not able to get done with the proper intent, lishma. Even if the Jew stands next to him and tells him what to do, it's not possible to be done according to the Rambam. And even in a circumstance as the Keset where the non-Jew makes the parchment better than the Jew, you still should use the parchment that's processed by the Jew. But let's say we're talking about a place where you can't get parchment that was processed than a Jew. Says the Keset, Yesh lismocha poskin. Then you can rely upon those authorities who say that it's okay if the Jew stands next to the non-Jew, Yisrael Omed al Gabov, and he says to him, process for me these parchments in order to write a Sefer Torah on them. Meaning to say, in those cases where you can't get the Jew to actually do it, you could stand next to the Nachri and tell him what to do. And then we'd say, under those circumstances, that it's most likely the case that the Nachri is doing it with the right intent because he's doing exactly what the Jew is telling him. And it's only the case if you say this specifically to the Nachri. You have to verbalize these words, enunciate them, and the Nachri hears you. But if you just think them, that doesn't help. And also you have to be very careful to be right next to him when he places the parchment into the sid. The sid is the lime mixture that you place the parchment in order to process it. And it's not okay to just say it once at the beginning. You have to say it at every step along the process. And if the Akum, if the Nachri has workers, then you also have to stand next to them and say everything out loud when they're processing Lishma. However, if it's possible, the Jew should be part of the process itself, and he should actually try to get involved as much as possible in putting the parchment into the sid, into the line. And he should say when he's doing that he's doing that for the purpose of making a holy Sefer Torah, and in fact that's our custom. But, says the Keset, Matov, how good would it be if the Jew is able to help with all of the activities of the processing of the parchment, meaning to say stretching them out, smoothing them out, squeezing it out in the water, and similar activities. And b'diavad, after the fact, if he didn't do anything at all, he just stood next to him and commanded him and told him how to have the proper intent, then that would be sufficient.